And it is recording. Yeah,
7
yeah. 7 minutes to basically get my intro sorted. Where's my Word document? All right. So, Sri Akal, my name's Amma. Welcome to my episode. No, welcome to my podcast. Amma Brown. You're actually seeing the process, and it's actually very difficult to do this when someone's watching. No, it's fine. So, Sri Akal, my name's Amma. Welcome to my podcast, Amma Brown Girl. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about all things hair. I'm going to be talking about the hair on my body, the hair on my scalp, my relationship to hair and spirituality, as well as my journey with hair in general. If you're watching, you can see that I'm currently getting my hair dyed by my personal stylist, aka my darling girlfriend, who has a YouTube PhD in styling hair and dyeing hair. So it's going pretty well at the moment. We're about 2 hours in. So I didn't realize that having this much hair means it's going to take a lot longer, but it's Sunday night and fingers crossed it will be done within the next hour and a half. I'm a Sikh woman, so you may or may not know that hair in our religion is sacred because it's a sign of spiritual representation and connection. We see our hair as our crown, and in our religion, we're not meant to cut our hair because it's meant to be kept in its most natural state, like our soul. Personally, for me, I do practice my religion because I find a lot of peace within it. It's all about equality and being of service to others. And I don't even feel the need to restrict my decisions because the relationship I have with God is more built upon being free and being open rather than being restricted. I see God as a spiritual guide, and I don't care for anyone to tell me how I should live my life because I believe that God is within me and all the decisions I make, God already knows. So God is all knowing, so why do I need to worry? My mum started waxing my legs when I was in year 7, so I was around 11, and I think it was because I was quite self-conscious and I was made to feel self-conscious in school as well. And I think in that way, my mum was trying to look out for me just so that I don't get bullied or I just feel like I can fit in a little bit better. But by the time I was in year 10, so around 14 or 15, I started lasering, which is way more painful. I literally used to think that I'm so hairy, that something's wrong with me, that why do the boys not have to go through this? I hate that they don't even need to care and can just wear whatever they want without having to shave their legs or arms. And it was so time consuming. By the time I was 19, I was getting my routine hair removal. So that was like waxing, lasering, threading. And that was actually my norm where I could actually afford my maintenance pre-COVID and cost of living crisis. It wasn't until I was around 23 that I prioritized self-acceptance and just stopped caring as much. I realized that I'm not even that hairy. And it was the people around me who made me feel like I was super hairy, as well as my own perspective as well. Even if I was, why should I be made to feel like I need to care? It's natural. It's something that everyone's born with. It's unrealistic to think that you're not going to have hair. And if the beauty standard is unrealistic, which it is, I shouldn't have to punish myself for it. And to add to that, my care for hair was way more of an issue when I was dating men before. Hair isn't something that should bother you. And I find that a lot of women go through that tedious chore of having to remove hair in the first place. And it feels like the hair is removed for all the wrong reasons, such as wanting to feel validated or accepted by men. That being hairy is embarrassing, that you look more attractive without hairy arms. And these are comments that my mum and aunties and people within my family have said to me, which is shocking. If you're watching, you can see how ridiculous I look. And probably you can hear the foil in the background, but this is my entire head bleached now. The backs are done, but yeah. Going back to my high school years, I know that my beautiful Indian hair, my then thick eyebrows, and my sideburns were natural. And I wonder if my mum and my aunties, who were also made to feel self-conscious amongst each other, by their husbands, and the people around them, if they didn't project that onto me, I wonder how that would have helped my self-esteem. I wonder if my mum and my aunties would have also had a better self-esteem if they weren't constantly judged by people around them. So I do hope this conversation inspires you to embrace your natural hair. Now that I'm dyeing my hair, for me, it's more about new beginnings. I've wanted to dye my hair for over 9 months, but I was so worried by what work would say because I didn't want it to work against me. I was still in my probation and I just didn't want it to be another thing that was brought up about, oh, my appearance or being professional. Also, since jumping out of a plane, which if you don't already know, go and watch episode 15, I just don't feel the same and I don't take life so seriously anymore. I'm more focused on fulfilling my life rather than climbing up the corporate ladder. I have never seen my hair like this, but I love it. This is not the final look. This is when it's bleached. I currently look like a ginger sket and I'm obsessed. This hair color was always compared to being a slag. I don't know what it is, but if I showed this to my mum, she'd be like, oh my God, you look like a prostitute. This hair color is associated with being a slut or just, you know, cheap. But forget what my mum says. I love this. I think I look incredible. Even though life has been beating me up left, right, and center, quite literally speaking, what better way to start fresh than dyeing my hair? To not care about people's opinions and just fake it till you make it. So if you're looking for a sign to dye your hair, this is your sign. Since dyeing my hair is the only form of therapy I can afford currently, I hope that this time next year when I look back, I'm grateful and continue living freely, and hopefully I'll have more money that I can actually afford a therapist. This is take 6. If you've been watching the video, you can see that you've followed me with the process of me dyeing my hair, and it's still not finished. I started at 7 o'clock and it is currently 1 a.m. in the morning, and here I am recording my episode for you because I am dedicated. I feel like I look like those Pakistani uncles who've put hair dye on their hair and their beards, like the Muslim ones, you know? It's a vibe. I feel like I'm rocking it. I hope this episode promotes better conversation around our relationship with the hair on our bodies as well as our head. Do you wonder how different your self-esteem would be if you were raised without having to think about hair in a negative way? Has this episode made you think about your relationship with hair differently? If you have any stories or felt like you can relate, drop me a DM. I can't believe I'm sitting here with my hair dyed and it's 1 a.m. and my darling girlfriend did this all for me. So thank you. Shout out to Miss PhD in hairstyling who currently isn't even listening. Is she listening? No, she's not. Hello. No. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to post again. I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Sat Shri Akal. Bye.